welcome to the show. It's time to get your synapses firing with some more of that sweet, sweet brain candy. We've got 5 releases from today's comic books and a top music pick strictly from our OGs. That's right, I'm Iyare and this is Direct Edition. It's out this week. This is the Siege Loki one-shot on Marvel Comics. I've been a fan of both Kieran Gillen and Jamie McKelvey since their creator and series Phonogram, and seeing them working together at Marvel is a little bit of a dream come true. Now this, like the other Siege books that's released this week, kind of fills in the gaps and offers a little bit of background to the main Siege series. And what we get here is an insight into the labyrinthine machinations of the god of mischief, Loki, as he kind of graduates from mere mischief to like full-on mayhem. As you'd expect, the art is beautiful, the writing is really tight as well, and there's a kind of a effortlessness based, I think, on the great working relationship that Jamie McKelvey and Kieran Gillen have that just makes this book flow really nicely. It doesn't bode well for Thor or the Marvel Universe. This is Siege Loki one-shot, out now. It's the start of a new series for DC Comics. This is the first issue of The Flash. So last week we got the entree to the new Flash series. This week we get the main course, and writer Jeff Johns serves up a Flash feast. This is such a beautiful looking book. The art by Francis Manapul is just gorgeous and the writing is really tight. A great example of this good writing is the way in which Johns has the Flash use his powers. At one point in this book, the Flash rescues 2 people from a falling car and then dismantles the car into tiny pieces before it hits a group of construction workers. And I think this is a great start for a great new series. Check it out. This is The Flash, issue number 1, out this week on DC Comics. It's the debut of another new series. This is Cold Space, brought to us by Boom Studios. There's so many celebrities jumping on the comic writing bandwagon, and this week it's all about Samuel L. Jackson joining the efforts of the likes of Jonathan Ross, Gerard Way and Tyrese Gibson with his book Cold Space. Now this reads a lot like Reservoir Dogs in the Wild West out in space, and it's a very good first issue. I really liked it. There's great art on this book, and clearly Samuel L. Jackson is a fan of comic books and understands the genre very, very well. This is a well-plotted, well-paced book. Lead character Mulberry kind of takes a lot of Samuel L. Jackson's on-screen persona and puts it in a sort of sci-fi setting. I love this premise of space gangsters on the edge of the universe. It's a really good first issue. I really enjoyed it and I've got high hopes for this new series. Check it out. It's out now on Boom Studios. This is Cold Space, issue 1.
Fake gangsterism and all the materialism. Who own the jail and the fashion house trick of it? Rep our estates but don't own one brick of it. We ain't the only ones to see it's ridiculous. Let's talk about just quite how thick it is. Always dissing women that look like you. Pretend fake killing those that look like you. The goal is division those that look like you. It's not promoted if the focus doesn't look like you. Funky as hell, double XL. Funky as hell, double XL. Funky as hell, double XL. Double X, double X, double XL.
Funky as hell, double XL. Funky as hell.
Tony Stark gets the noir treatment in this, Man Noir issue 1. So for those not familiar with Marvel's noir series, basically what they do is take existing Marvel characters and reimagine them in the 30s and 40s in that film noir time in those sorts of settings. And for Tony Stark, this kind of means he becomes almost a cross with Indiana Jones as he kind of goes off adventuring, and we find how this noir treatment affects all of the other characters in his universe. I really enjoyed this first book. It's got great art, and Scott Snyder, the writer, does a fine job of kind of adapting Iron Man for these situations. So I'm looking forward to checking out the rest of the series. Written by Scott Snyder and with art by Manuel Garcia, this is Iron Man Noir issue 1, out now. I feel at this point what we need is a quick roundup of everything else that's out this week. There you go. We've had the Blackest Night, now it's time for the Brightest Day. Here it is, the 0 issue of Brightest Day. As the 0 issue suggests, this is a little bit of a prequel to the massive Brightest Day event coming from DC Comics. This is a great value book with lots of pages of art in it. Great writing from Jeff Johns and some great art on this book as well. We spend most of the issue getting reoriented with the DC universe in the wake of the events of Blackest Night, seen through the eyes of Deadman as he whizzes around the universe, taking in the situations of different characters who have been resurrected in the wake of Blackest Night. I really enjoyed this, and it's really got me salivating, waiting to see what happens in Brightest Day. So you've got to check it out. This is the 0 issue of Brightest Day. It's out right now on DC Comics. So that's pretty much all we've got time for this week. Before I go, let me spend a little bit of time bigging up some of our followers on YouTube. See their names flicking across the screen as I speak. Big up all of you guys. Plus, don't forget, if you can get down here to London for the 1st of May, it's free comic book day here at Comicana. You'll be able to check out signings and all sorts of good stuff. I'll have more details for you in the coming weeks of exactly what's going on. The date you need to remember is the 1st of May. So before I go, let me remind you, follow the show on Twitter. Become our friend on MySpace. Check us out on Blip TV. Rate us, comment, subscribe, and if you're feeling the show, let somebody know, and we'll catch you next time on Direct Edition.